They are doubling down when it comes to words of surrender. At this very moment, they're saying this is the best we're going to offer you. That is what Russia is saying today after yesterday's comments, of which pretty much they just said, Ukraine, it's time to surrender, and that why would we, Russia, surrender if we're winning? And so we have to break down these comments. The official word came today from Russia's envoy to the United Nations, in which he said today that Russia's memorandum on a peace proposal is the, quote, best offer Ukraine can get today. Adding later that we advise accepting it as things will only get worse for Kyiv from here on out. Just so you know, the memorandum they're talking about is something that not only would Ukraine not accept, but also Europe and the United States, because they're asking for things that don't make any sense, which is an unconditional surrender. Ukraine has to give up territories in which Russia doesn't even hold fully, such as Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhzhia, and Kherson, and of course, recognize Crimea as a part of Russia. Add in that Russia wants Ukraine to scale down their military, stop recruitment. They want the Ukrainian soldiers in those territories to surrender and walk out. And then any weapons coming from the United States or Europe, that needs to be paused. And then those weapons sitting there need to be completely destroyed. Also add in that they want the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant because they claim it's theirs even though it's not. They want elections inside of Ukraine because they don't recognize Zelensky as the legitimate leader. And then Ukraine would have to make some kind of agreement that they would never join NATO or the EU ever. And with Russia saying that they're going to make things harder for Kyiv, they're referring to the fact that every night they are targeting civilians, not military, just civilians. We're talking about high-rise buildings, which in the last week, we saw Russia target high-rise buildings in Kyiv and high-rise buildings in Odessa. But those are not the only places they're hitting like that. They're also hitting places like Kherson, Kharkiv, Sumy, and other areas. You see, Russia is taking advantage of the fact that the United States is getting really busy with Iran and Israel to try to plow on over on Ukraine. But here's the thing. We're not forgetting about Ukraine. Europe and the United States, we're still here, just a little distracted. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated, so please do share my videos and follow me for more.